Hi coaches, Dave Mullins here, ITA CEO and President. I hope you had a lovely summer and preparations for the college season ahead are going well. I know you have a lot on your plate and your minds as you're trying to navigate all the uncertainties of college athletics right now. It's been a very busy summer for us here at the ITA. We are trying to identify ways in which we can best support the infrastructure of college tennis moving forward with all these uncertainties swirling around us. We're in the process of updating the ITA bylaws to help us become more efficient and build for the increased demands and professionalization of NCAA Division I sports in particular. So please be on the lookout for those bylaws as we need your participation in the voting process as ITA members. We also continue to discuss with the USTA ways in which they might consider being more involved in college tennis moving forward. They've actually engaged the services of a consulting group to do an analysis of the best way to potentially dedicate additional resources in the most effective way possible to help college tennis navigate the current threats facing Olympic sports. The ITA looks forward to playing a key role in executing the recommendations coming out of this study, and are also working alongside the other Olympic sport associations to lobby the federal government on supporting broad-based sponsorship and funding of Olympic sports moving forward. The ITA Board of Directors, which includes 6 head coaches and who are responsible for the fiscal oversight and strategic direction of the ITA, met in July in person to discuss our strategy moving forward. We are trying to be very deliberate about our next steps. We don't want to move too early or too late on some very important topics. Some key areas of focus over the next 12 to 24 months will be the following. Number 1, advocating nationally for college tennis as an essential sport within every athletic department. 2, unlocking the full potential of the ITA's assets to accelerate innovation. 3, amplify the brand of college tennis to inspire greater engagement and media attention. The board actually approved additional funds to go towards our marketing efforts, and we look forward to sharing new initiatives with you later this fall and into the spring. And then lastly, optimize the ITA's technology infrastructure to support the growth and advancement of college tennis. So I know some of that sounds like corporate speak. I get that. I will provide a more comprehensive update later this fall. Like I said, just lots of moving pieces going on right now, and we want to get it right. So thanks again for taking a few minutes to listen to this update. As I remind coaches all the time, we're all the ITA, not just the ITA staff. We can't operate without your commitment to volunteering on all the myriad of committees, hosting college tournaments, leading your programs of great distinction in each of your communities. So I hope to see you in person at our events later this fall, especially our ITA Coaches Convention from December 5th to 7th here in Tempe, Arizona. So best of luck with everything you have going on, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.
Every year, hundreds of teams across the country enter the season with one dream. And right here, in the heart of Texas, that dream becomes a reality. Welcome to the 2025 NCAA National Championships. 8 men's and 8 women's teams over the next 4 days will battle for the right to be crowned a national champion. It's moments like these that are why we play, why we watch, and why we obsess over this game. These 16 teams have had many special moments on the way. But nothing is as special as being called the national champion. And it all starts today. Welcome to Wake Up.
Forever Good morning, everyone. Regardless of where you're watching, I guess if you're at the coast, then you are officially good afternoon. So most of the country, good morning. And just to the East Coast, good afternoon. 2025 ITA Conference Masters live, San Diego. Beautiful, sunny San Diego. What a great place for this event. Smart choosing by the ITA. This location never has weather problems and is always perfect for tennis. We have quarterfinal action today here on Crack Racquets. Coach Mark Bey here with you. We're going to be covering two matches. First, women's singles. Mushika playing against Alexia Harmon. Mushika from Cal Berkeley, Harmon, Pepperdine Waves. We are just getting underway. They've just finished warming up. And now it's time to determine who is going to slate a spot in the quarterfinals. Again, this is an extremely significant match because this is, in effect, a qualifying match for the NCAA Championships that will be held in Lake Nona on November 18th. So both of these young ladies probably had a tough time getting that breakfast down, knowing what's at stake. And there's the dropper. So on the near side, Mushika, number 2 seed. Far side, Alexia, number 6 seed. And 7 out of the 8 top seeds made it to the quarterfinals here. So the cream has risen to the top at the Barnes Tennis Center. Already you can see Mushika is showing quite a bit of variety. She's played offense in the net appearances. She's thrown a drop shot. And she actually was trying to pin Harmon in the backhand corner with a high heavy roll. So a lot of options and choices in this game. And there's a big inside out forehand, looking to follow it. I like the recognition. Mushika tends to stand a little wider to open up some angle, and then that gives her more space to find that ball. And I just enjoy so much that she hit it well. She knew she was in great position, and she didn't hesitate to follow that in. 30-all. And she makes the net appearance, but the angle for the backhand volley was just a little off. Mushika doubles All-American last year without solo. She knows her way around the net. Qualified for singles as a sophomore last year. One of the first NCAAs the standards. Interesting. So clearly, in this early stage, set one, you can see Alexia Harmon is going to be a point builder, and now Mushika is going to be willing to engage her with shot tolerance, but is looking to finish one way or the other, either drawing Harmon in or coming in on her own accord. So this will be a match with contrast. That's a great effort by Mushika to get that hole, because certainly Harmon had an opportunity to start the match with a break. We shall see now if Harmon plays a little bit differently on the serve games. And as we see again, Mushika looking to take some offense, not afraid to come forward there. Coach Amanda Augustus going on the other side to have a little bit of a chat with her, explaining that she probably likes the play. She just wants to be careful about the racket angle on the finishing volley. And Augustus was quite a successful junior player, collegiate player, and also spent time competing on the tour as well. And that's a double fault. And sometimes that can be an earned double fault in that if you know that your opponent is looking to dictate and play offense, sometimes that puts pressure on the server trying to get that serve as low and as deep in the box as possible. And Mushika is most certainly letting everyone know. First opportunity to come forward she sees, she's taking it. 15-30. That will be probably one of the keys for Mushika in a match like this, just being able to hit the big target without overplaying, because she clearly has assumed her role as the aggressor in this pairing. And she's relentless. She's taking that on the rise. It's a combination of the heavy high rolls and the mixing, but no mistake. All in her strike zone. She's looking to do damage. Break point, Calbert. Ball called wrong. Now in the quarterfinals, all the matches are chaired. Yesterday we had a little bit of rover support with all the singles matches that were going on in both men and women's. Now getting to the business end of this tournament. That's well done. Getting that high heavy and getting the opponent to retreat a little bit and then moving up and taking it early and finding some space back behind. It's a great combination. Mushika with the break. 2-love here. Mushika serving up a break to Love. Love 15, second serve. And Harmon's bouncing around, trying to see if she can trying to make a comeback in this game, but Mushika is not varying from the plan. She will be taking balls and looking to apply pressure. It's hard with the sunglasses to tell which coach for Pepperdine is working with her this morning. Their staff is Tassilo Schmid, Ben Beekman, and Sammy Ozar. Looks like it might be Beekman, but it's hard to make it out with the sunglasses. I know that a lot of programs have to be split on a weekend like this with the sectional going on in another location, University of Washington, for the teams out west. Opportunity ball there, short backhand. She could just overplays it. But I must say, she is doing a lot of interesting things from a tactical standpoint. Every moment, every chance, any little space in the court, she's dashing in. We are only in our third game, and I must say this is probably her 10th net appearance. I'm an all-court coach. It's what I train players to do. I think it makes sense in the long run. It takes longer to learn all these extra skills, but just from my coach hat, I'm pretty impressed with how Mushika is handling these situations. Apologies there, I missed that last point. A little bit of a glitch. Mushika holds for a 3-love lead. Started out the first game just trying to get her bearings and could have gone either way. Went the way of the Cal Bear, and she was able to compete and come forward, break Harmon, and then continue her transition in all court ways to a 3-love lead here in the first set. The number 2 seed. Again, a lot of seedings based off of WTN, and although maybe in the junior space, WTN may not be a very accurate rating just yet. So that in the college space, because of the concentration of matches and the levels and the players, you're finding, I think, that in the college space, the WTNs are looking a lot more reliable, in my opinion, in the last year and a half, as it's obviously transitioning from a UTR rating that people concentrated mainly on, and now obviously exclusively WTN is being used in the college space. I mean, maybe just for a little bit of evaluation, we'll take a look at UTR still, but I think all the data and all the information is allowing the WTN to become that much more authentic and reliable, and hopefully will just keep growing in its accuracy. Coach is spending a lot of time. I think it may be Coach Beekman that's spending the time with her in this match, but really giving her some ideas on how she can try to compete and work her way in. But what's happening is within 2 or 3 shots, she's losing some depth, and that lack of depth, Mushika is just jumping on it. So there's an aggressive smothering of Alexia Harmon right now. She just isn't getting time to play, so she must do a much better job on serve and first ball to push Mushika back. But if she steps up and cracks a winner like that on the return, not much you can do there. That is 4-love lead. Mushika clicking on all cylinders. To get to this round, Alexia Harmon, a sophomore from Vegas, who was ranked as high as 97 last year in the rankings, blue chip and freshman of the year in the WCC conference. So that's obviously a high honor for the West Coast Conference. He was able to beat Pete Twitch open 4-2, and then Roy from Bryant 4-1. So solid victories in dominating fashion yesterday to get to this round. Mushika had a bye, and then beat Corbalon from Jackson State 5-3. Just not able to get there on the drop volley. Coach Pierre used to coach at Pepperdine, shifted over to Florida. Now Tassilo. Wow, what an athletic point from both young ladies. Drop shot, redrop, a little athletic scramble, a slice overhead falling backwards. Definitely not the stuff that you practice at 8 a.m. warm-up, but that's what makes tennis special. After the point goes, anything goes. By any means necessary, whatever shots it take to get in that 78 by 36 foot square. Mushika, 30 all, 4 love, and it's a serving volley. And that works, the element of surprise. The first serving volley at a critical moment, and it's intimidating right now, I think, because she's had, even though she's missed a couple, she's had a lot of success inside the service box now, and she's behaving like she owns that area of the court. Harmon desperately trying to stay in the game just to get on the board. I think if she is able to just get one of these games, she could possibly start trying to work her way back into this match. That's most certainly what I think Harmon was hoping she'd get a little bit more of. That Mushika, in her pursuit of being aggressive and playing offense, might make a few more unforced errors, but it hasn't been the case. That is much more of a rarity than it's been the norm so far in this first set. Key moment for Harmon. Deciding point to try to get on the board. And Harmon is able to draw an unforced error from Mushika and get her first game here. Now Mushika leads 4-1 first set. Sometimes in tennis, it has nothing to do with anything but just scoreboard confidence. As you see our graphic, lots of avenues, lots of ways. The path is an earned advancement one. The All-Americans, the ITA Regionals, and now this weekend, Sectional Championships and ITA Conference Masters. So this is it. You have to come in on one of these tracks or you don't get to play at the national campus and the NCAA Individual Championships. ITA Conference Masters, each conference determining who their player is, singles or doubles team, take part in this special 32-player event out in San Diego, formerly in Rome, Georgia last year. It's an amazing facility as well. This is obviously a home of many professional and junior tournaments, so Barnes Tennis Center is no stranger to having some quality and the best of the best gracing their courts. Beautiful 24-court facility right off the water with the University of San Diego and San Diego State, both those universities close by. Point on first error from Harmon. Definitely not the way she wants to start the game after finally getting first. Textbook. Just the moment there is any challenge in balance or movement, taking it early, back behind her, and she's in trouble, stretching, and then right there and done. Wow. It's great all-court transition tennis. And I'm going to say to Coach Ben, that's my guess, and I'm going to stick with that right now. Coach Ben Beekman working with her. And Harmon just cannot believe. It's like, what can I do? Right now, you have to just keep executing and hope that Mushika comes down a little bit from the level she's on, because she is making a lot more positive aggression statements than she's making errors. And just like that, 5-1 lead. Mushika not really fazed by dropping her serve at deciding point there. This is what makes college tennis great. Your player's struggling right now. You're down 5-1. You still have a chance in tennis to come back. Odds may be against coming back this set, but you're still coaching for perspective and trying to build some type of momentum or even change the tactics. It's one of the beauties of our sport. No time clock, so as long as you have the right attitude and you can find some execution, many matches have been won from far worse positions. I think Mushika was sort of caught there in between whether she was going to hit a high heavy or she was going to try to come in behind it. Continuing to be the aggressor. Mushika missing a couple of points here. I think having that sense of I have 5 and I want to finish this set, but you can rush yourself into more errors, having that extra mental pressure that because I have 5, I need to win this game. You still have to take good care of each shot. So far, pressuring Harmon's backhand corner and sneaking has been one of the best combinations from Mushika today. That's well done. Great ball. Love that one from Harmon. Big cross-court backhand with extra authority. And that is what you're going to have to do to make sure that Mushika is not threading the needle with these direction changes. Put a little bit more quality on those cross-court ground strokes so it's harder to go over the high part of the net and switch directions. think Harmon just likes to build points and stay in points and then eventually figure her way to aggression. And she's just not getting the time to play that style, so she's going to have to adjust. Oh, my goodness. She serves and volleys with it. Inside-out, slicey chop. Harmon rips it right at her, and she just stick saves with the hands out, and then the leg court's over. Harmon's thinking, how can I catch a break here? Please. Mushika trying to create extra angle there. Now has lost 2 service games in a row. And Harmon has a little bit more pep in her step. She's down 5-2. Still a pretty steep hill to climb, but she's now winning games and now starting to problem solve with her coach to try to find her way into this quarterfinal match. So the other quarterfinal matches we have today, Mert versus Agarwal, Orutsky versus Z. So Zaya Menendez, who recovered yesterday against Skegro, the only unseeded player, upset number 4 seed Epps yesterday. And then match we're calling, Harmon versus Mushika. Mert from Georgia, Agarwal, Yale, Rutsky, Arizona State now, Z, UNC Charlotte, Zaya Menendez, USC, Skagway, Charleston Southern, Harmon Pepperdine, and Mushika, Cal Berkeley. Two five. So she goes for the drop shot lob play. Harmon covers it. Mushika comes in. Not a natural one-hand backhand volley where she really releases. It's a little bit of, she keeps her left hand on for security and then releases later. So sometimes you can get that racket angle off and push it. So that point was a steady diet of Mushika cracking backhands on the rise to the Harmon forehand until she had an opportunity to approach through the backhand. It's been a high success rate on this backhand approach choice from Mushika. Question is just how does she earn that short ball transition opportunity? How does she build to earn? Mushika now seeing openings, but trying to rush balls that are not in great positions. That ball was a little close to her. A little jammed. Moves up, gets the double fault. She was almost to the service line where she was going to pounce. Key moments here. Oh, wow. That's a great aggressive backhand from Harmon. Wonderful. It's time for her to step up and start applying some pressure in this match. Apologies. Earlier, I was discussing the coaching responsibilities for this match. Chris Quinta is the interim head coach now for Cal Berkeley. And Stephanie Casano-Wallace, blast from the past. I've known her since she was a junior in Texas competing. Great to see her. She's coaching this match right now for Cal Berkeley. So apologies, Stephanie Casano-Wallace. Mushika with authority digs out the low volley and bashes the overhead to get the first set in the books. 6-2. What started out as a bit of a 4-love domination definitely was much closer at the tail end of the set. So now key moments for these assistant coaches as they sit, chat, talk, and try to sort out how we start the beginning of this next set. Wow, really impressed to see that Coach Casano-Wallace is still competing. #1 husband and wife team, but husband Dean Wallace, that's outstanding, and still playing in the women's 35 divisions, representing Team USA. So he's not just coaching. She's still putting time in on the competition court, which is rather impressive. I don't think I hit a competitive ball after the age of 27. I think I went 100% coach mode. A longer changeover at the end of the set. Extra time to chat and discuss. Mushika to start. Second set in the same position where she started the first set, on the near side. And here's the serve and volley. Oh, wow. Swing volley right back to Harmon. Harmon didn't do enough with it, and she comes in and takes care of the short volley business. It's just rare. It's just rare to see this style. Not a lot of players will play this way. Just a lot of adjustments mentally that Harmon has to make. Have to keep an eye out on where Mushika is at all times. That's a great ball. Harmon dug in. Great open stance footwork technique there. Mushika challenging her. Approaching from a little deep, though. And that's the challenge when you approach from that deep. You're opening up geometric angles in the court. Harmon took the ball early. Angles, you get angles. Double fault call one. Running forward, overhead dropped a little low. This is full court press. She is truly applying a lot of pressure and coming forward. But I must say, at 30 all there, that overhead miss gives Alexia Harmon an opportunity here to try to start this second set from a Alexia Harmon able to get that break. Key moment for her. Down 4-0 in the first. She dug and dug, got her first game, started breaking Mushika, and started sending that message that she's capable of breaking her, and now has broken her 3 times. The question is going to be, how is Alexia Harmon going to hold serve? That's the problem now she and Coach Beekman have to solve. Low 15, double fault. Definitely not what the doctor ordered. Nice kick serve. Like that choice. A, making a first serve. B, getting it out of the strike zone so Mushika's not able to draw first strike. Oh, the ball was called out. Mushika was not. Was not aware. Oh my goodness. She underplays the overhead this time. So what must have happened, I think Harmon must have been overruled on that call on the back of the baseline. So it must have been 15-40, and then Mushika ends up underplaying that overhead and making sure she doesn't miss it, and then finishing with the volley. Yeah, right there. After she missed the overhead in that last game, she was going to make sure she gave herself another chance. So another break of the Harmon serve. We're on break here in the second set. 6-2 Mushika, 1-all. Rare miss on a high forehand volley. And now, starting to get a trend. Alexia Harmon showing the critical importance of winning the first point on return games. double trend. 15-40, more break points. And there's the backhand aggression. Mushika's battled back here from love 40 down to get this back to deuce. And after both of the first two games have been breaks in the second set, I think there's quite a bit of swing momentum on a game like this. Alexia Harmon breaks. This is just gone back and forth. What a seesaw after a dominant performance by Mushika in the first set. Now there is a lot more, I just think, question marks about from the Mushika side of things. Does she need to slow it down a little bit and show at least a marginal amount more of patience before she comes forward, or does she just have to keep with her aggression plan and execute better? And Harmon now being able to break consistently, now breaking 4 out of the last 5 Mushika service games. What is she going to do, particularly early in her service game, to change this momentum of being ahead and giving the break back? It's not truly a full break of serve until you consolidate it. She could mentally need to reset after double faulting on the deciding point in the last game. So valiant in coming back from love 40 to double fault and give that away. Well, that answers my question. Is she going to be marginally more patient, or is she just going to keep coming forward? Well, looks like she's going to keep coming forward. What a shot. And by moving up that close, gives her a lot better angle for a shot like that. Again, Harmon was looking to just spin it in to try to get her serve percentage up, but she took the speed down and allowed Mushika to attack. Relentless. That's the first word that comes to my mind as I watch this young lady, Mushika. She has what top tennis players need, short-term memory loss, losing 4 out of 5 service games, including a double fault to end the last game, and she is right back with a drop shot and pass tactic, and that gets us even at 2-all in the second set. I said we were on break after 2 games, and we are still on break after 4. Again, approaching from too deep in the court. Harmon takes those passing shots on the rise, and she's able to find space. At this point, she knows Mushika's coming. And again, Harmon winning the first point of the game, 3rd time in a row. I would consider that one a bad miss. Well, certainly your mentality has been to play offense, but that was a perfect example where that backhand needed to go cross court and just get into a point building. But I get it. I would imagine that Harmon probably wears a lot of opponents down with her consistency. A lot of people's mentality is that they don't want to get caught into an attrition, longer shot tolerance type of match with Harmon. But in tennis, I think you have to do whatever the ball says. Sometimes you have to stay in those long points. And Harmon is disappointed there. Up love 30, tries to hit a high heavy, but because she hasn't had the typical length of rallies, if you think about it, Harmon probably at this stage of a match would have probably hit 700 ground strokes, and she's probably only hit 200, maybe 180. Like, she just hasn't hit that many balls, truthfully, so she misses that shot. That's probably quite routine for her. And then that one on the rise. What an interesting development at that point, because Mushika had an opportunity ball, which typically she's all systems forward going to the net on. She retreats because she recently has been passed by Harmon a few times. And then Harmon, with Mushika on her heels, tries to step up and doesn't have the goods on the rise backhand. Oh. Pretty all. And a free point to get Mushika the 40-30. Harmon. Harmon stays in there. She is making this second set a lot more interesting. 4 games in this second set. 4 breaks in this second set. Mushika now back to another deciding point after the last one ended with a double. What does she do here? What's the play call? And she kicks the serve in. She looks to be patient, tries to hit the high heavies, but she hasn't been doing it as much because she's been playing offense. So she tried a tactical change that she just hasn't been doing. And she shanks with the pressure, the mentality, and now 5 out of the last 6 service games. Harmon breaking, a break machine. Oh, this is quite a plot twist on this match, and I guess can Alexia Harmon find a way now to hold serve and put some separation in the second set? Mushika, as you saw at the end of that game, because the trend is just not going her way on the service games now, she whacked the ball in disgust. She is not a happy camper right now. And Coach Stephanie is going to need to settle her down on the same note. With this match at 4-0 Mushika, you would have thought this one was going to be quick. Credit to Coach Beekman. He has found a way. This is, again, like I mentioned before, my college tennis is a unique art form. You have this constant reinforcement and dialogue and back and forth between the athlete and the coach. In the other sports, you have to call a 20-second timeout, or you have to wait for a TV timeout, or wait for halftime. College tennis, constant feedback. And now with Harmon's like, what am I supposed to do? She's approaching on my first serve. What you're seeing is that both of these young women are having a lot of success and confidence breaking the other, and they just behave as if they're supposed to break. And that was not the right choice. Got to the volley a little bit low, and if the ball's below net level, that changes your decision making. She goes for the short one, but like I said before, the backhand has a little bit of a two-hand backhand push a volley, and that can pop up, particularly if the ball's low or if you're nervous. $15 all. And that is exceptional. And see, in that case, she contacted the backhand volley above net level, and then she also had a lot of weight transfer. She's picking up power on that volley because of momentum. So she's not having to do so much with her arms. She's just kind of holding the racket steady, and that is a great way to handle that shot. 15-30. it's good discipline. Went back, settled in, let the ball bounce, and then did the slicey overhead to the big part of the court. That was well done. But lo and behold, sports fans, we are at triple break point for our 6th straight break in the second set. What a shot. On the rise with interest. Mushika. At this rate, one hold may win this set. Both players doing a great job. In particular, both players are winning the first point. So let's see if Harmon keeps up the trend. And Harmon just wants to keep her out here, make it challenging, make it difficult. Get it deep into the match. And look at this. Below net level rip winner. Harmon, hello. This is not an easy shot, folks. Moving to her right. Gets her back leg down and snaps that off. And yet another first point goes to the returner. That's very well played. Off of a second serve, stayed patient and built the point. Moved up on the opportunity ball and then closed that volley so well. I commentate a lot of college tennis in the last 12 years, and I must say, the way Mushika closes the space and knocks off the forehand volley is as good as most I've ever seen. Here she comes again. She just really understands that nature of being compact and using time and leverage. Harmon has been getting a little bit of help from Mushika and some of these other service games where she's broken. At this point right now, the quality is very high for both players. There's the serving volley. Oh no, it was called wide. She had a clean look at it, but the cumulative pressure of Mushika being there over and over and over and over is compound interest. As she had time and space for that pass, does not thread the needle. And like I said before, after some of the Mushika service games being donations, this is a game that is high quality. There was the opportunity. Didn't get her feet set. Slightly off balance. And Mushika's trying to take, it's not an easy shot. When you're in the middle of the court and you're trying to, like typically if you take a forehand from the middle of the court, you can spread it around and hit it from corner to corner. But taking a ball that's centered to you, you're a little jammed, and then trying to hit, in effect, like an inside-out backhand to the other corner, I just think that's a trickier shot to navigate. And that's what she tried there on that game point. So now 2 game points squandered, and we are at another deciding point. Game point Mushika, break point Harmon. Oh my gosh, and she tries to go for more slice variation and just goes for a super chop on the game point. Harmon from 1540 down, where it looked like for sure Mushika had a chance, and Harmon gets it done, hangs in there, keeps battling, keeps fighting. Wow, this is a great mental effort by Alexia Harmon here. And Mushika just cannot believe that she's lost every single service game. 6 out of the last 7. One thing that I've found to be common or an indicator for breaks of serve, even though Mushika had game points there, is the start of the game where the server loses the first point, and then they miss the first serve of the love 15 point. So like a love 15 second serve position, I found that to be a very common place where breaks of serve occur. And that has happened over and over and over again here in this second set. Four serving 3. And just another textbook clinic on transition. That was most certainly not easy. Direction change over the high part of the net with the running backhand. Sneak in with the running touch angle volley to follow. Wow. So good.
And here she comes again. The little engine that net appearance could. Oh, Mushika. But there it is again. The server is not able to win the first point of the game. And I said that one hold might win this set a few games ago. It is starting to look like that is a spot-on prediction. I don't think that we're going to go 12 straight breaks into a tiebreaker. I don't think that's going to happen. It's such good tennis. Over and over and over. Mushika is able to get the ball into the right position, and then all systems go. She just comes dashing out of there like she shot out of a cannon. Credit to the fitness coaches there, because it takes a different type of aerobic and anaerobic capacity to play not the lateral sort of baseline style of tennis, but to do a lot of the darting and dashing to come forward. It's a little bit different. I most certainly understand that from playing this style that Mushika plays back in yesteryear. Okay. Who's going to win the first point of the game? And it is Harmon. It's the returner again for 9 straight games. The returner has won the first point of the game. Oh my gosh. This is something. There's no way, after watching the first set unfold, that there would have been any indication that this is the way the second set would have been played. Tennis is really a unique sport. And that's in. Coach Stephanie is applauding her charge. This is where the coaches are going to earn their bucks. How do you get her through this service game? Oh my goodness. She goes for the wide and glide, nails the slice serve out wide, and then a complete ocean to volley into there. That feels great. When you knock that serve down, you see that person stretching and you're running in, and you know you just have to hit the sweet spot with the right angle and it's done. 30-15. We've seen this before. Oh my gosh, she spots the tee again. 2 serving volleys in a row. Serving bomb tee with a little slice tail. Oh, what a target. That's the best tee serve of the match. All right. Mushika, 40-15 again. And Harmon just misses wide. We have our first hold of the second set. Mushika with a towel and a very dominant strut walking to her chair, and her coach saying, I got one. Now the pressure is on. Alexia Harmon What can she come up with? With her back against the wall, serving down 6-2, down 4-5, and she has not held serve. And she wins the first point. That's a start. She will take it. Oh, wow. That overhead drop. It was almost at her forehead, and she did like a little reverse fade side spin overhead. Wow, this is tricky. This is tricky. Oh, that is one heck of a shot at a big moment. So good. Oh my goodness. She found one heck of an angle there. How did she get that? Inside the court, in the strike zone. Rotated. Good vision. Because often players that are super aggressive, they don't always see the angles like that unless they're at the net. And here is Mushika looking to close the door. Here she comes. Approach shot called long. Harmon still alive. One match point saved. Called out. You're talking about pressure. Mushika, 2 match points, 2 overplayed approach shots that's missed by 8 inches. And now Harmon. How many lives does she have? Does she have 9 or only 2? How many does she have? And it's called long. There is an incredibly ironic ending to this match. Mushika being steady and not coming in after 2 approach shots missed, out rallying Harmon, and Harmon missing long by an inch. Oh, to take it to 5-all, but no. Mushika, 6'2", 6'4", punches her ticket. She went last year in singles. She's gone twice in doubles. She is back in the NCAAs. Winner of this round qualifies 4 singles qualifiers, 3 doubles. So the doubles are who's in the finals, and then a winner of a 3-4 match. The singles are the ladies that win the matches this morning. And there is one. Mushika. Woo, I know she's breathing a sigh of relief, because that first set up 4-0, it had a feeling like it could be a quick afternoon, but it took a turn. Alexia Harmon showed some guts and some fight, hung around, but just could not solve the problem of how to hold serve against Mushika. And that's our story. 6'2", 6'4", Mushika moves on. She will be playing the winner of Zozaya Menendez from USC and Marina Skegro from Charleston Southern. You've been watching continuing coverage of 2025 ITA Conference Masters from the Barnes Tennis Center. Coach Mark Bey and the Crack Racquets team signing off now. We'll be back with a men's match shortly. Thank you so much for tuning in.
In the heart of Texas, that dream becomes a reality. Welcome to the 2025 NCAA National Championships. 8 men's and 8 women's teams over the next 4 days will battle for the right to be crowned a national champion. It's moments like these that are why we play, why we watch, and why we obsess over this game. These 16 teams have had many special moments on the way. But nothing is as special as being called the national champion. And it all starts today. Welcome to Wake Up.
For